Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Pathfinder Plays, and today I want to talk about an upcoming game called Scavengers. Let's get into it. Scavengers, for those of you who don't know, is created and designed by Midwinter Entertainment and is a hybrid design of sandbox-style PvE and a class-based PvP. It is free to play so everyone can enjoy the experience, and each class comes with a different combination of abilities and weapons which will help you face not only other players, but the environment to include harsh weather conditions, violent alien wildlife, and more. It is going to be available on all platforms to include PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. It is unclear if the game will be available in the next-gen consoles, but they will have backward compatibility anyways, I think. The story. A giant asteroid crashed into the moon and decimated it. The result was a new global ice age on the Earth. But with this new frost came a new virus that mutated and mutilated the biological inhabitants that remained. Humans left Earth and became intergalactic refugees seeking to survive. They left behind two groups. The mutants, who are mindless and crazed demons which they call the Scourge, and the Marauders, those humans who stayed behind to collect and pillage all that remained. Along with the humans who left came the AI protector named Mother. Though the humans simply want to find a cure for the virus, Mother wants something more. So instead of challenging their all-powerful Mother with their limited resources and limited manpower, they do what she says. Which is, they return to Earth, brave the dangers, fight for their land, collect all valuables of a lost time for the future of their species. The gameplay. Scavengers is so sure of themselves that they label the game as a new kind of competitive shooter. They say this for a couple of reasons. For one, they claim that every match, not some, but every match, will offer different opportunities to deploy strategic avenues and attacks. You have an objective: capture more data points than the other players, and of course, stay breathing and alive. How you end up doing this is going to be up to us, the players. Footprints and snow will be persistent so you can track players, animals, and mutants, or avoid them altogether. Maybe you can even use them to set up an ambush. The environment is interactable as well. You can find ways to pit the enemy forces such as wildlife against rival players and perhaps the marauders that still brave the lands. Storms are commonplace on Earth ever since the frost came. You will need to be careful when these appear, being sure to use shelter, but you can also use them to your advantage. The game supports a variety of playstyles, so stealthy squads and rambunctious PvPers will feel right at home together. The world. This is where the survival aspect of the game comes in. The world itself is a frozen wasteland filled with ice, death, and darkness. But, regardless of this threat, because Mother deems it so, you must brave this world. You will need to monitor your resources, hunt for food, keep your temperature stable around fires or other safe locations. Every moment your life will hang in the balance. For those of you who have played The Long Dark, you know exactly what this feels like. The world is a menacing place, and not only will you need to find ways to survive while you navigate through the harsh terrain, you will need to find ways to avoid or destroy the local marauders, the wildlife, and the Scourge. These enemies all have different patterns and attacks, so be sure to learn about them and respect them. Of course, on top of all of this, you will need to gather more data than the other players and survive attacks from those players. No problem. The class system. As mentioned previously, the game focuses around a class-based system of characters. These characters are known as explorers, and they are humanity's last hope of survival. Each explorer has different sets of weapons and abilities. Using these, you can customize your loadout, join other explorers that complement your abilities, and try your best to beat out the other teams. The combat. I would describe the combat in Scavengers as adaptive. No situation will be like the last, and this is due to the different environments you find yourself in, the different enemies you'll face, the different kinds of player engagements, and different kinds of group abilities you'll utilize, and what group abilities will be used against you. You are going to need to be creative, adaptive, and take less traveled roads and think outside the box if you are going to stand a chance against all the threats on Earth. Between matches, you have the opportunity to unlock and upgrade a variety of blueprints, which will allow you to craft even more deadlier weapons and abilities. There will also be vehicles in the game which you can use in combat as well. The game truly is trying to be the epitome of PvPvE, the long game. Scavengers does not intend to be a stagnant experience where nothing ever changes. Even the most brutal of experiences will get dreary over time. But in Scavengers, they will introduce seasonal objectives, modes, characters, enemies, map locations, and more. This means that not only will every match, every encounter, and every group you run into will be different and unique, the map, the world, and everything will change over time as well. Scavengers will continue to shift, evolve, change, and become a more hardcore and brutal experience than the last iteration. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the video. Go ahead and leave your thoughts about the possibilities with Scavengers in the comments below. What do you guys think about it? Do you guys like the PvPvE mixture of game? And what do you feel about this trio-based, battle royale-ish kind of survival game? Are you done with games like this? Has there ever been a game like this before? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you guys like scares, survival, and scavenging, consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and I will see you all in the next one. Path out.